Hi kiddos, it's Miss B. You should have this white worksheet in front of you right now. First thing I need you to do is get your name up at the top, and then please write down what hour you are. So you'll be writing either hour 2, 3, or 5, and then day 2, because Monday is day 2. All right, I'm going to do one problem out of each section just to get you started, so you hopefully won't have any questions. You need to have a calculator and a pencil handy. So the first thing that they're asking us is, it says we are going to use these tiles to answer questions 1 through 6. So these are the tiles. They look like little Scrabble tiles. And after you solve each problem, you will find the answer on the coloring sheet and color it with the color given in that box. So the back of the sheet is where you're going to color. So we're just going to do number 1 right now. And we have P and then in parentheses C. The way you should read that when you see that, you will see this on your test, and that's why we're doing this worksheet, is because this is really good practice for the test. How you should read that to yourself is, you don't need to write this. What is the probability of picking a C? Okay, so you're looking at PC and what is the probability of picking a C? So we go back over to this box and we count how many C's are in there. So count how many C's are in the word mathematics, because if you put that all together, it says mathematics. And I am just seeing 1 C. So you want C over total. There's just 1 C over there. Now you need to count how many total tiles are over there. I got 11. Then you're going to give the decimal and the percent for each of those. Now remember, to get the decimal for 1 out of 11 is to treat that fraction like a division problem. So 1 divided by 11. And when you have a lot of letters behind the decimal point, you're only going to use the first 2. So we're going to use 0.09. And then that is 9%. All right. You can write this down too. Number 3, vowels. You should know this, but A, E, I, O, or U. Any of those letters are vowels, and all the rest of the words are consonants. That's number 4. And then just a little hint on number 6, the probability of getting a T or an H, you will add the T's plus the H's. That's what for your numerator. All right, let's go down to the spinner. So we will use the spinner to answer questions 7 through 12. All right, I think I'm going to do number 8 with you. It says, what is the probability of getting a multiple of 3? So multiples of 3 are when you are skip counting by 3s. Now this spinner only goes up to 8, so we don't have to skip count by 3s very much. because the spinner runs out of numbers. So let's just do that and write it down right here. 3, 6, 9. Well, look at that. There's not even a 9 on there. So really the only two multiples of 3 on the spinner are 3 and 6. So I'm going to leave those there for me so that I don't forget. And then we're going to set up our fraction, and then you're going to get a decimal, and then you're going to get a percent. So my fraction would be how many 3s and 6s are there. So I'm just going to look. So 3, there's a 6, and that's it. So there are 2. There are 8 total spots on the spinner. So 2 out of 8, which is another way of saying 2 divided by 8, which is 0.25, which is 25%. All right. Last one I'll be doing with you is the money. So it says the coins in Addie's purse are shown below. Use them to answer questions 3 through 18. All right, we can do that. Let's see if there's one I need to do. Well, number 16, you're going to add the dimes plus the pennies, but I guess we can just start right here with what's the probability of grabbing a quarter out of total. So we're going to go look at our money, and if you want to do this with me, you can. Like this first one is a nickel, this little guy is a dime, this is a penny, dime, penny, dime, dime, quarter, dime, penny, nickel, quarter. So if you want to put those on there, just sometimes it's hard to tell when it's a drawing and it's in black and white what the coins are, but that's what they are. So we want to know how many quarters. Well, there are only 2 quarters out of all those coins, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total coins. And that total isn't going to change, you guys. Problems 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 will all have a total of 12. Then you will divide. 2 divided by 12. Do you get a decimal? And when you're looking at that, it says 0.1666666, and then there's a 7 at the end. The reason there's a 7 at the end is they're telling you how you should round with all those 6s. So your answer is going to actually be 0.17. And that equals 17%. Okay, only other thing that I will say is that on the back of the sheet, you can flip it over and you can see that all the answers are in a fraction, even though I want you to also do the decimal and the percent. If you look, there are no 2/12ths. I'm wondering if anyone knows what we need to do to it. Hopefully some of you are calling out, simplify. So if you are not sure, if you don't remember how to simplify, that's okay for today. So you're going to clear your calculator. You're going to hit your fraction button on your calculator, and you're going to put 2/12 on it. Arrow out of your fraction, hit simplify, enter. And the simplified answer is 1/6. Turn your paper over again, and now you should be able to find 1/6 on there. And then you will color that purple. It tells you right here on your sheet, in the box, so for problem number 13, anywhere you find a 1/6, you're gonna color your answer purple. Okay, so use your calculator to simplify. Please be good today. I want you to finish this worksheet and colored before you leave today, or try to turn it into Miss Terrian, whether you are done or not at the end of the hour. If you finish early, you can go on Prodigy Math. Have a good day. See you Wednesday.